the PPP program. Mark asked a question last week regarding eligibility. Remember, this is the second draw of the PPP. We had one last year. Now it's eligible. All the forms and the application and instructions are on sba.gov. That's SBA as in the Small Business Administration.gov. And you can go and look at all the instructions, see if you're eligible, and actually apply as well through a financial institution. What's important to know too is that you can apply for the first draw and the second draw. So if you didn't apply the first time, you can go ahead and apply for that and the second one as well.
That's awesome.
Well, for the first draw, for the PPP, they want to make sure that your business was operational before February 2020, that your business is still open and it's operational, that you have no more than 500 employees. And if you have multiple locations, they look at that as well. They look at how many employees that you have. And again, LLCs, corps, sole proprietorships, independent contractors, there's different eligibility, different requirements of documentation to show, for example, what that paycheck was, because remember, this is PPP, Paycheck Protection Program. So they're going to be looking to see how much it is that's your paycheck per se for your company.
Okay.
For the second draw, they're looking at if you, how you've used your first PPP, if you've had a first draw. They look at if you were operational before February 15th. They look at if you're still operational. So if your company is closed down, you can't get PPP because you technically don't have a paycheck anymore, right?
Right.
Your business is operational, that you have no more than 300 employees. This is for the second draw. And they look at your 25% or greater reduction in gross revenue. Now I'll explain a little bit about that. This is for the second draw. They want to see that there was a reduction in your revenue that you're basically trying to supplement by getting this SBA loan. So there's two ways that they look at that. They compare your annual gross revenue as you reported them in your tax returns, and they compare it to what it is that you've had in 2019 and 2020. So they look to see that discrepancy with your gross revenue. Another way that you can do it is that you can pick a quarter, first, second, third, fourth. You can pick a quarter and you can compare what your revenues were in that quarter and what your revenue is in the from 2019 to 2020. So you have to be able to show that there's a 25% reduction or more in your revenues that you've made for the second draw to be able to get the second draw of the PPP. So it's really important that you have all that documentation ready. Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty sure that the bank is going to ask you, because they're the ones who are putting together those packages to submit to the SBA. So they have to make sure that they can check off everything that's being required.
The content on Minding Your Business is for informational and educational purposes only and should not be construed as specific legal advice. This show discusses general legal issues affecting business owners. Opinions of the guests are not necessarily that of the show. If you need assistance with your specific legal issue, please consult with a licensed attorney.